are now tapped in with a hood missing.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
Peace. How's everybody doing today? Let me check some things out. Give me a couple of seconds. Peace to the family, though. Hope everybody is well. And if you're not well, you are definitely getting better. Healing. Get this sound together. Yes, we in the place to be. Yes, we in the place to be. It's Hood in the Morning with Mr. Kyrie. I've been reading before this live. I was reading, back it on up. I was reading The Law of Opulence by Wallace D. Wattles, and I want to share something with y'all. Well, I'm going to share two things with you. I'm going to just start. This view, don't worry about the view that he's referencing. This view sees only Caesar's kingdom. It has no conception of the kingdom of God, right? Their sense of safety is a mere self-confidence. Deep in the subconscious, they always carry the germ of secret fear. We gonna talk about some shit today, family. With such abundance in the whole, we do not need to compete for a part. We do not need to take thought for tomorrow. We do not need to experience panics or reverses. We need only to seek for the kingdom of God and his righteous relations towards each other. And all these things shall be added unto us. Now the kingdom of God is within you. Keep that in mind. Peace to the family. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com, columbianexchange.com, Mama Mystic Incorporated, These Kids, LLC, Chakra Nova in stores if you haven't got it. Chakra Astrology, we'll be referencing some of the concepts that we touch on Chakra Astrology. The physical copies are on the way. I haven't put them on the site yet. I'm gonna wait till I get the physical copies because I'm not gonna have that many, and I'm not going to always sell Chakra Astrology. So limited amount of copies. Of course, you could, I don't even know how you would get it. It's like a limited access. Like I gave it away for free on the PDF side, and then the physical copies is more or less like a limited edition collector's item magazine. It's only going to be like $9.99, but at the same time, powerful information. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. It's the morning and we about to get into some consciousness. We about to get into some real information, and I think I'm finished introducing myself, man. I don't really be one for the introduction, so we gonna do this particular concept that we're going to be addressing right now. You know how I start the shows off and I just be talking about stuff and I don't know what I be talking about and just kind of random setting the mood and things of that nature. We gonna change that, right? We're going to change that. The beginning portion of Hood in the Morning will be now titled Rabbit Hole Maintenance. Now, I need you to get all of your seatbelts together, all of your blunts rolled, all of your tea. Make sure you got some water, right? Make sure your mind is clear. Make sure you focus. If you driving, make sure your eyes is on the road. Put the phone down. Ooh, there's some good tea. Got some wormwood in it. Got some mugwort in it. Got some it got some of Mama Mystic's what is the, you know, your fingertips, they give off a certain vibration and frequency. So whenever a person preparing your food or preparing your herbs, because you ingesting that, right? You're ingesting some of that energy. So Mama Mystic's energy is in this tea, Ashe. Get you a wife that want to make you tea in the morning without you even asking. Just, I made you some tea, babe. Shout out to Mama Mystic. Shout out to all of the wives and all of the husbands and all of the parents and all of the lovers and all of the friends and all of the potential lovers and potential families out there. Ashe to you, right? And now we're about to do some rabbit hole maintenance, okay? We're going to set the table of the things that we're going to talk about, but we're not going to talk about it while we're talking about it. But in reference to what we'll be talking about, this is the table for which we will be setting on. So I might reference this stuff, I might not, but understand that it's a part of the cuisine, family. It's a part of the dinner that we're about to be eating. So shout out to all of the rabbits. Me and my wife was sitting outside like we do this morning, having a conversation, and we were listening to an advice video. And the dude, it was a woman reviewing, you know how y'all do like the reaction videos and things of that nature. She was reacting to a dude giving dudes advice, and she was giving women advice on dudes like him. So the dude was giving bad advice like you need to fuck her on the first night, and don't call her back, right? And she was giving worse advice, like, see, this is why you need to do, what she say? I can't even remember. But the whole thing was, I'm like, damn, people be getting some real bad dating advice out here. And it's like, maybe I should give advice. And then I looked up, it was a rabbit in the corner of my eye. Like, yeah, nigga, you should try it. It ain't gonna hurt. Like, what you afraid of? Like, you done put out 757 videos on YouTube. You could put a reaction video out. You ain't high and mighty hoity-toity out here in these streets. You better put out a reaction video and give people some real advice. And I'm just looking at that rabbit like, okay, Mr. Rabbit, I hear you. I'm gonna try it. So be on the lookout this week for a reaction video. If there is a video that y'all want me to react to specifically, email me, DM me on Instagram, Hood. React to this video. I wonder what your thoughts is to this video on this dating advice. I'm a young man, I'm a young woman, and this person is saying this, and this is their advice, but I would like another opinion. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? I think it'd be fun for my channel. Might accelerate the growth of my channel. Who knows? My growth is your growth, because I'm started from the bottom, now we here. So in reference to that, man, if there is anything y'all want me to react to, anything y'all want me to review, send me a DM, comment on this video. Don't comment in the chat, because I ain't going. I might read the chat, I might not read the chat. I look at the chat, be like, Hood, we can't hear you. That's when I look at the chat. But otherwise, I can't focus on what y'all be talking about sometimes, because y'all be in my chat falling in love. That's a whole nother. Let me drink some tea. Shout out to all of the people that fell in love in my live chat. I say to y'all. I gotta take another sip of tea, babe. Babe, hopefully you drinking some tea too, because me and my wife, we be talking. So, rabbit hole maintenance. First things first, we are going to address the mandala. We're going to address, let me get this rabbit out the way. This rabbit taking up all the space. All right. First thing we're going to address is the mandala. Now, the mandala is Aries' third decan, where Uranus is going to be. It's very important that you understand what a mandala is. A mandala is a circle. It's a point. It's a point that keeps going. It's an infinite point that exists within you. It is the void that exists within you. And when you look at this picture, I don't want you to look at this picture as some spokes. I don't want you to look at this picture as wheels. I want you to look at this picture as your solar plexus chakra. And I don't want you to think that a solar plexus chakra is my solar plexus chakra. I want you to bring your mind's eye into your solar plexus chakra and understand that the void within you is endless. Okay? As the kids begin to run around and jump around, as I reference the endless void that exists within the entities and energies within this world. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, within you is the portal to everything. But if you're focused on an external results, you're missing the point. So we're having some esoteric and occult understandings with the mandala and the Mandala Effect. We're doing some very groundbreaking things and referencing our chakras and the transformation in the alchemy and the overall energetic, emotional responses to bullshit. Bullshit exists, it doesn't bother me. I had no play, I had no call, y'all didn't even call me before y'all did bullshit. Y'all just took it upon yourself to do bullshit. You want me to be sympathetic or empathetic or give a fuck? I don't. So understanding your emotional reactions to shit, and trust me, the worst place to have emotional reactions is in your relationship. And it's quite natural to have emotional reactions in your relationship. But if you're having negative emotional reactions such as fear, that's unnatural. Meaning that it produces a hormone unnatural to the body in reference to how you living with a bear all the fucking time. How is this making sense to the body? Because your fear is for when you see a bear, a tiger, a lion, a goddamn wildcat, right? Your body produces cortisol and tells you to run. Now, if you're in a relationship and your body producing cortisol, it's literally telling your ass to run. But you stay there because the bear is paying your rent, the bear is taking care of you. How do that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? We need to begin to understand as an entity, as a part of a whole, that the only way that we make sense of this is we begin to listen to our hormonal disposition. And it's hard to listen to our hormonal disposition if it's conditioned by an external thing. Because when you think about an external thing, it might be on bullshit today. But when it comes to my peace, I'm going to put my peace in balance based upon your bullshit. How do that make sense, family? So it's very important to tune in to your solar plexus chakra, understand the endless and endless upon endless upon endless upon endless. I mean, unknowable. The kingdom of God is within you. I mean, the whole kingdom. I mean, it got twerkers in the kingdom of God. It got niggas selling dope in the kingdom of God. The good dope, though. The good shit that you're trying to buy. It got niggas selling candy in the kingdom of God. It got acrobats, ballerinas, figure skaters, my guy. All types of cool shit in the kingdom of God. And where is the kingdom of God? The kingdom of God is within you. So tell me, while we're here, what cool shit have you been experiencing this weekend outside of yourself where you're looking for validation in this external thing? And you're not getting this validation on this external thing, and now you're confused about this shit. The energy with y'all is low, right? Which tells me that y'all looking external for revelation. Y'all looking external for joy. Y'all looking external for prosperity. Y'all utilizing y'all ego. Y'all utilizing y'all car, right? It's an old school motto. It's going to go out of style. You reflecting on that? Or you hit with the times and transgression into self-driving cars and things of that nature, putting your shit on autopilot and things of that nature. The Mandala Effect is when you take your soul seriously. As Uranus transits into the third decan of Aries, my guy, it is asking you a specific question. And it's going to sit in the corner like Birdman, like this the whole entire time. Are you choosing your soul or are you choosing your ego? Because as you choose your ego, you're going to watch the malls decay, right? When we was little kids, we used to, I love the mall. I'm going to just be at the mall all the time with my friends. Oh, I love the mall. It got the arcade. It got Spencer's. It got JCPenney. It got Macy's. It got all of the stores. I just love the mall. Go to the mall now. You might get robbed. You not might get robbed. Your chances of getting robbed at the mall is so high that you might as well just, if you feel like getting robbed, go to a mall. Like if you ever in the mood to get robbed, right? You would just go to a mall. However, in the hopes that you don't want to get robbed, you just order shit on Amazon and things of that nature and get it picked up at your grandma's house so your neighbors don't know that you got it like you got it. Because sometimes you like to go out of town and things of that nature. Never mind. We're going to just keep going. Let's keep going. Ooh. Rabbit hole maintenance. Okay. And we got these ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun shirts. Rabbit, like on ColumbianExchange.com. I tell you what. I tell you what, this rabbit, I was, when I first made this design, I was uncomfortable because I was like, it's a gun and it's a rabbit. That's not a part of my messaging. I'm the hood mystic. I'm light, love, and peace. Ashe. Do you want some water? Do you want some tea? Do you want some ashe? And I said, a rabbit with a gun. And I said, no. My spirit kept fighting it and forcing it. And now I'm just like, okay, I like this rabbit. I like this gun. I like him. I like being the goddamn rabbit with the fucking gun, right? Cause I don't want to be. I don't need no fucking aggressors in my life at this particular point. And if you at a point in time, like, I create imagery and things of that nature, if y'all don't know by now, with a particular intention and a purpose. I create sigils, not for myself. I use collective symbolism, such as rabbits. I didn't invent a rabbit. I didn't invent a moon. I didn't invent anarchy. I didn't invent money. And I didn't invent Saturn. All of these things have been given to the collective. I just utilized and put them in a particular code that makes sense in reference to this beautiful ass rabbit, right, with a gun, which represents the prey now becoming the fucking predator. Now, my whole life, I done heard how black people was slaves, black people was segregated, black people was redlined, black people was incarcerated, black people was had to march on Washington, we had to go to the back of the bus, we was poor, we was in prison. Black people essentially in this country have been prey. In reference to, I'm just wanting to be alive or facilitate the moment where we're not fucking prey. I don't give a shit about anything else. I have children. Why would I raise my children to be prey? That don't even make sense to me. Essentially, I want to raise my children to be gods for which I see them as. That's my truth. So part of me being a father, part of me being a husband, I gotta understand some shit about the plays and the mental masturbation and all types of mental, what is that, mind control and shit like that in reference to my energy and my ancestors and things of that nature. And once you get that energy back, you become the most dominant force on the planet, and motherfuckers don't even have to know about it. You can just still be a regular ass rabbit hopping around, bankhead bouncing and things of that nature. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Shirts available now at columbianexchange.com. This is an interesting card because we'll be also talking about Mercury conjunct Mars and Sidereal Leo in the card within the Thoth Tarot deck that covers this energy is Lust. It's a very interesting card, so I figured I'd do a breakdown of this card in reference to what it means. So I looked online, and the first thing that I saw was that this card was based on Revelations chapter 17 verse 3 verse 4. So it is stated that, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman. So who is this? A woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemy. So all of the different names of blasphemy you can see on this picture, having 7 heads and 10 horns, right? The heads is right here and the 10 horns is back there. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Now, the Bible don't be saying nothing about nothing when it be talking, right? So you gotta get Zachary Lansdowne's. If you don't know me by now, if you hear me talking, if you read Revelations and you like, what the hell, what in the world is they talking about? Because I don't understand nothing of what they're talking about. You got to get Zachary Lansdowne's book, man. And I wish I had it right next to me. I usually do. Because those are the times that we living in. And his book is specific to saying that the revolution is personal. Or the revolution, right, is personal. And revelation is personal. It's psychological, meaning your soul. So the problem with people who go crazy is that they don't understand their soul. Your salvation is going to be found within you. But let's just break down the goddamn Bible verse since we're here. Since I got time today. The internet ain't work. I mean, shit. Knock on wood. So this is how he breaks down the verse, and we're just going to go through it. The Kohan, the teacher, helps the aspirant, the person reading the book, the person reading the Bible, you, right? It's all about you, your spiritual life. Let's be clear. Your spiritual life, your spiritual understanding is all about you because all of these things are within you. The hijack or the mind control or the play is where you think my spiritual work is going to help you. I'm just reflecting and sharing about energies and references that you can tune in and tap into. Your soul, okay? The aspirant, so the Kohan, the teacher, helps the aspirant, the listener, achieve a detached state of mind that is receptive to intuitive instruction. Then the aspirant sees that his ego is maintained by his guilt, which is full of judgments and rage, which controls his 7 chakras and all of his desires. So the ego is maintained by guilt. This initial guilt of dying, right? The ego has the guilt of death and not having enough money, leaving stuff behind for his kids, not ever being shit, not ever graduating high school, not ever being in a successful relationship. You still living in an apartment, you 50 years old, all of this bullshit, right? You feel bad about. This is the judgments that you have on yourself. And by the time you get my age, right, this is why it's very important for me to understand my soul, because I couldn't be a fucking 30-year-old person beating myself up in reference to nobody else beating myself up. I mean, I can get on YouTube and take offense to somebody talking shit, but in reference to nobody is really beating me up but me. And when I have to tell people about what I've been doing, well, I've been kicking my ass in my room like goddamn Brandy or some shit. So what does self-judgment or negative judgment do? It creates rage. So when you look at the world and people angry, who are they angry at? They angry at themselves off the shit that they tell themselves. They're angry at the fact that they continuously looking back at energy that they'll never get back. But when you talk about the present, when you talk about the ways that we can connect, you might as well cancel Christmas because individuals do not have the modality to be present, right? I say, damn, you gotta at least get into mindfulness for beginners with a black person. It'd be like, no, I want to talk about goddamn PJ Washington, right? What the fuck? That lady getting 20 million, that nigga playing basketball ain't gonna make you shit. But everybody want to talk about it. When I say, all right, let's deal with some mindfulness shit, right? Because this is the first step, right? If you cannot control your mind, that means your chakras are on lockdown. Because your mind is in, you have 50,000 thoughts a day. You can't fathom 50,000 thoughts a day, yet you have them. And a large majority of those thoughts are judgments. So you have to learn how to stop fucking thinking to even understand chakras. I know a lot of people buy books, but can't even fucking read a book. Cause you're too big, you got fucking ADHD. Your mind is on a million, right? And since you value this shit, you value your mind going on overdrive. So in reference to mindfulness, you gotta actually sit the fuck down and learn some shit. And most black people ain't ready to do that in reference to they already know everything there is to know about everything. So let's keep going. The ego appears very attractive because it offers self-glorification through prominence, prosperity, and valuable things. Okay. The ego appears very attractive because it offers self-glorification through prominence, prosperity, and valuable things. Its offering, however, is actually idolatrous and therefore corrupting. Okay, let's get to the nuts and bolts of this, because I'm going to just go through this because we just setting the table. I don't want to do a whole live on this. I'm just setting the table. I'll no doubt touch on these types of things throughout the conversation. So, the ego's consciousness has a hidden purpose to enslave the personality through great confusion, many kinds of temptation, and idolatrous experiences. The ego, not the ego. So what are we talking about? The ego's consciousness has a hidden purpose to enslave your personality through a confused mind. All types of shit that you got to do, right? You on Amazon, you got to get a couch, you got to get some paint. Nothing worse than a spiritual materialist. You got to buy from this person, you got to buy this, you got to buy that. As if the shit that you buying is really you poor as fuck, right? Really you poor. And you don't know what the fuck to do with money. But you need more of it so you can buy more bullshit, right? And if you let, as a man, if you let people run your household, and even if you a man and you don't even understand that you just trying to validate yourself spiritually, that's some crazy shit. Because the reality of spiritual is within you. It ain't nothing that you can buy that will validate your spirituality. It ain't no reading that you can get that'll validate your spirituality. It ain't no book that you can get that can validate your spirituality. It ain't no YouTube channel. It ain't no YouTube video. So when you searching, right? Searching on YouTube, searching on Google, searching on Bing, searching on Yahoo, searching on Scribd, searching on Instagram. What are you fucking searching for? What you are searching for is within you, but it's not valuable to you. It's not valuable because you cannot be validated. Oh, but wait, there is more. You cannot be validated by your inner experience. But the reality of Leo energy is that, oh yes, you will be validated by your inner experience. The fact is, do you have one? Or are you more concerned about how people view you more than you're viewing your valuable spiritual void-like energy? So, if you're confused about this, if you're confused about what you should buy or what you shouldn't buy, if you're confused about anything in life, the answer is you're not tuned into your soul because you don't feel that your soul is more valuable than scrolling down fucking Instagram. You don't think that your soul is more valuable than scrolling down fucking Facebook. You don't think that your soul, and I might not be talking to you, I might just be talking to myself, y'all. I'm sorry for the self-reflection. Rabbit hole maintenance. Make sure you got your seatbelts on. Don't want you to scrape your elbows or nothing like that. So the times that you're able to tune into your soul, the times that you're able to identify the mechanics and the functioning of the soul, then you are learning. If you're reading a book and that book does not align with your soul, but you're forcing it because of your ego consciousness, and you're accepting more confusion in your being, then that's just what it is. So let's just deal with some astrology, and then we'll deal with some law of attraction, and we'll have a show.
You are now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot. You cannot cool me off. Not a sun, don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far. Initiate of the sacred brotherhood of elite rappers. I'm a master builder, grand verbalizer, young old timer, the tippy top shot original Don Dada is written in the stars. Look me up there.
So that is the table. We're dealing with fire energy. I want to explain fire energy. So before you act like you know what fire energy is, let's just imagine that we don't know what fire energy is at all, and we'll learn what fire energy is for the first time, to which we can be benefited by the fire. Okay? So we can tune in and tap into the fire, because last night we tried to light a bonfire, but the fire was lit within. Okay, and I was reflecting on this concept all night. In preparation for it, I was able to reflect on it this evening, or last evening, and man, oh man, such healing, such enlightenment, such power, right? So before we tune in and tap in with what we want, right? Before we tune in and tap in with what we desire, what we really trying to get out of life and all of this bullshit, right? Let's look at ourselves with the same veracity, with the same lust, with the same power, with the same heat as we do with the world. And I guarantee you, if you look at yourself the same way you look at your baby mama or your baby daddy, I bet you would turn yourself on. But not in a sexual way. But of course, we're in the realms of spiritual, sexual, alchemical truths. How can you get to the spiritual without getting to the sexual? Y'all gonna bypass that? Y'all gonna skip that step? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. So, Mercury conjunct Mars, trine Uranus, trine the moon. Throughout the week, we're gonna highlight the moon traversing through Scorpio, enter into Sagittarius, but fixate on what happens this Wednesday when the moon comes into the second decan of Sagittarius and it trines Uranus. And at that same day, Mercury and the Mars will be at an exact conjunction in the second decan of Leo. Now, the card for that is victory. So we all need some victorious energy. The energy for Uranus going into the third decan, as we once showed earlier, would be the Four of Wands. Now, the third decan of Aries and the Four of Wands deals with the energy of opposition, meaning that you are looking outside for energy, for fire, for passion, for truth, for love, and you're trying to get that from your partner when the whole time, it was all on you, fam. But you didn't find yourself valuable enough. However, your partner was supposed to be the one that was going to carry you to the promised land or some shit like that. And he ain't even built like Tom Brady or LeBron James. So the reality is your inner fire, your self-love, your opposition to the external, which would be the internal, and the understanding of that opposition is creating the value of inner fire. Now, sounds great. Harder to bring about in reality, but we're just having a conversation, man. You could be watching this video, or you could be watching Dame Drops pull up to KFC and get a 2-piece and eat it in front of you and tell you how good the 2-piece was. And that man will get 1 million views. So in reference to a career change, don't think that I ain't been thinking about it. So yes. And then I think that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about this fire sign grand trine, and I'm just making sure that I addressed it, because we'll talk about each and every one of these aspects in detail. In reference to the grand trine energy, let me just say that this is an opportunity for major growth and major development, but I want to put in context where this major growth and major development is, because a lot of us will say, all right, major growth and major development, I don't got my Mercedes Benz yet, hood. I'm gonna stop listening to your videos. I'm just trying to get a Benz. In reference to, I never promised that this conversation was going to lead you to a Benz. But I did promise you that it was going to lead to a person that was going to be whole, that a person that was going to be mature in reference to their energy, right? But if you don't value yourself, right? It's people out here in these streets that value me and my words over themselves. That's crazy, right? And as much as I can tell them to value themselves, as much as I can tell you to value themselves, I don't ever want y'all to be confused about me or anybody when it comes to spiritual matters. We're not talking about credit repair on this channel. We're not talking about fixing a fucking bike or changing a fucking battery tire and things of that nature. You might have to listen to another person in reference to that if you do not know about that. But when it comes to your soul work, when it comes to your ancestral line, it ain't many people that can tell you about that shit. But if you're not clear on that shit, it's in reference to you not even valuing that shit. Why? Because your ancestors is with you all the time. Your soul is with you all the time. Your guides is with you all the time. Your nigga ain't, your girl ain't, your wife ain't, your husband ain't, your mama ain't, your daddy ain't, your kids ain't, your job ain't, your city ain't. None of this shit outside of you, this shit fickle as hell. But when it comes to your soul, when it comes to your evolution and understanding that development is always available to you, this is what the conversation is. However, a lot of people utilize spiritual understanding the same way people utilize a fucking car repair video. Like somebody going to tell you how to tune in and tap in specifically to your soul and your ancestors. The reality is that a lot of this shit has to deal with your subconscious and deep-seated fears, or your lack of understanding of the fact that you even have a soul. Some of y'all motherfuckers be so concerned with money that I can't really be saying that y'all really have a soul out here. Some of y'all be really soulless. The facts of watching just TV and just video games and shit like that, like, you can't really, cause, all right, a video game is the same energy as a porn. And video game, porn, job, church, doctor visit, grocery store, Amazon, YouTube video, makeup tutorial, 360 kit, all this the same shit. What is all of this? Lust. What is it? Why is it lust? Because it is external validation, ego consciousness. Yes, it fucking feels good. It feels amazing. It's supposed to, fam. That was the whole trick. In reference to drinking bitter tea over sweet tea. Now a person is looking young, a person looking snappy, person got a brain and shit. Shit, I drink fucking wormwood. Motherfucker be like, good, mugwort tastes nasty. I know it do. It's bitter. It's bitter. It tastes like ass juice. Of course, but you gotta have sweet and bitter. You gotta have bitter in your life. If you're not drinking, why would you just drink and taste sweet shit all the time? That's out of balance. The same way you love sweet stuff is the same way you love bitterness. But you don't know that because the mind is not programmed. Like it ain't no... Now imagine if you was told at a young age, bitter is just as valuable as sugar. Everybody, and just out of nowhere, CDC suggests that people should drink wormwood and mugwort to have psychic downloads. What would happen, family? Everybody and their fucking mom would be drinking wormwood and mugwort. So it's not like we're stupid, but we're just not understanding the facts of whatever we perceive externally may or may not be for us. It's 50-50 out here on anything. I'm trying to bring everybody to awareness of the 100% guarantee, which would be the endless, non-linear, no space, no time, truth of existence, mindful understanding of the void or the soul or the inner fire for which exists within you. Now, if it exists in me and not in you, I would not be having this conversation. But the facts that it exists in me is the fact that it exists in you, because part of my journey has shown me the worst shit ever in life, to which it would be easy for me to say, I don't deserve a damn thing. But the facts of having a soul and the facts of understanding the mechanics of the soul is the facts of understanding my chakras and understanding my shadow work. Now, the fact that I do this shit ain't gonna matter to you, not one iota. The more that I process, the more that I understand, the more that I bring about an awareness to all of this endocrine function that's going on within me, it don't matter to you. Now, when you begin to do the work, now it's going to matter. Now you can utilize the understanding of the chakras in relation to your endocrine glands. And when your baby daddy come in the house on bullshit, you can be like, you know what? I hope you have a blessed day. Do you want some water? Do you want some sugar, nigga? Do you want me to make you a plate? Like, what can I do to make you not tune into yourself? Like I'm happy, fam. I'm enjoy. You want me to be on your level and I refuse to because I'm doing fucking chakra work, if you must know. Why are you doing chakra work? Because I have a fucking soul and I can't access my soul if every time you come busting in the house telling me about your fucking job, telling me about your other baby mama because you stuck your dick in her. That's not nothing to do with me, fam. I'm going to stay centered in my positive or non-emotional reaction to shit. Because I value my soul. I value my soul over tweaking with your ass today. Why? Because when I get into the astrology, I'm specifically saying that, hey, people out here may not have it all together. And part of your spiritual journey is to not figure out people in reference to you having to figure out yourself. So let's just get into this shit. Because y'all be here all day fucking around with me. Because damn, whenever I have time, I just be having time, I guess. And I guess I got time today. So what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about alchemy inner fire and the Mandala Effect in reference to the grand trine that has taken place this week of fire energy. Now, fire energy, it could be burning buildings and things of that nature. You might see burning buildings, but even if the whole fucking world burned down, we still wasn't talking about that kind of fire, okay? Never are we talking about the result of fire when we are spiritualists. We're talking about the esoteric version of fire, right? If we talk about water signs, right? And you say, oh, I'm a water sign, I'm a Cancer. And you just come rushing into the goddamn room like a flood or a typhoon or something, you be like, damn, that nigga is a true water sign. Like, that nigga don't have no composition whatsoever. He just a pool of water. Like, that would be taking the energy literal. So we're not talking about literal water, right? We're talking about symbolic energies in reference to water in the 3D. Or the manifestation of, like, this is what water is when it's finished with its water process. But when we are occultists and spiritualists and human beings, for that matter, talking about water energy, we're being symbolic of our emotions. And our emotions are water. Why are our emotions water? Because it's a literal secretion of hormones that is a liquid substance. For which, if your wife is not in love with you, big fam, she can only fake it for so long. You know it. You know when you're dealing with a fake person and you piss them off and then that real shit come out and you like, oh shit, I didn't even know. But they knew because they was secreting the emotion. Now the water, like if you pour water into a cup, after so long, if it don't come out, right? So say for instance, somebody piss you off, right? And you don't say nothing about it, but they keep pissing you off because you keep subjecting yourself to their energy, right? This is why y'all don't have peace, right? Keep filling up. This is why y'all argue, right? Because you don't understand water, right? But you know what water is. You drink some water, or you don't drink no water, and you thirsty ass nigga. I digress. But the water fills up, right? And then they damn eat your last bag of salt and vinegar chips, right? You come downstairs 10 o'clock hungry, done smoked the blunt, got the munchies. Just know you about to get some of that goddamn salt and vinegar chips. And your boy, he up there just chilling, playing the goddamn Call of Duty. Next thing he know, the power go off. Right? What the fuck? What happened? And now it's an argument over some chips, but it ain't never about the chips, right? It's always about the water that's been built up over time because he been doing little shit this whole entire time. However, he been paying your rent. So you don't have the conversation of being provided for in reference to you understanding your emotional value and things of that nature, meaning that you far away from your power. Because I don't give a damn if I pay every fucking bill up in here. My wife should never feel like she can't tell me what the time of the deal is. Because ain't never nobody bought nobody in none of the type of situations when you really in love with somebody. In reference to the facts of, I could be a broke ass dude and I know for a fact that my wife will hold me down if she had it. Or if she, like, it ain't never a point where you judging a person based upon what they got or what they don't got, but you fucking them though. Let's be clear. You can judge all you want to. It's easy to judge and cut off and figure out shit about that person. But once you have sex with that person, whether you know it or not, you're making a hormonal contract with that person. So now this person has authority in your life to make you upset, piss you off, hurt your feelings, and things of that nature. So that's water. Now, fire is esoteric and occult, but motherfuckers don't understand what it means, right? water is the emotions, it runs our relationships, but fire is primordial, it runs our life, right? And I want to explain exactly what fire is, but I'm going to give you a long-ended, long firm. So we're in the realms of sidereal Leo, Mars, which is a fire energy, conjunct Mercury. And this particular Sabian symbol is at 18 degrees sidereal Leo. And this Sabian symbol is the symbol of alchemy, right? And alchemy is our initial path to discovery, because this is the point where we understand our emotion reaction. Because if we don't see, I'm gonna give you an example. I watch I would watch hours of Bobby Hemmett tapes, like all day, 8 hours. Like whatever I was doing, I was listening to Bobby Hemmett. But during the time I'm listening to Bobby Hemmett, I'm still kicking it with my baby mama. I'm still kicking it with my girlfriend. I'm still arguing. I'm still on hood petty shit, right? Still trying to scam and do little trap moves and things of that nature. Working, not having no money. Thinking that $60 was like a big sum of money that I was just never going to have. It just was some crazy shit that was going on in my mind because my emotion reactions hadn't changed, but I was absorbing everybody else's consciousness. The reality, it might have been good for me, but which in fact, you don't have to never listen to nobody ever, right? You always have yourself telling you the best thing to do in that particular moment. And if that's the best thing that I ever could have said to a person, put that in the goddamn frame, right? So ultimately, when you true about this shit, you are really ready to discover who you are. Because until you understand that you are not the ego and the ego's consciousness, like Shireen Jackson or Jermaine Jackson or Tremaine McLeod or whoever the fuck your mom named you, is not who you are at fucking all. If you 5'6", never got married, a single mom, a fucking 5'11" truck driver, if you play basketball, if you fucking a singer, a magician, a clown, my nigga, a plumber, a goddamn trapeze artist, it don't fucking matter. That's not you. Whatever you go through, it don't have shit to do with you. You are the primordial fucking soul. The consummate observer. So when you talk about fire energy, you talking about you. Now, do you know who the fuck you are? 10 times out of 10, I've never talked to a person, and I've talked to hundreds of motherfuckers. Everybody concerned about this ego shit. All y'all concerned. Y'all don't care about the past life understanding of the truth of you as a fucking soul. That don't matter to y'all. You trying to figure out when the next dick appointment, when the next pussy appointment, when the next Brinks truck with your name on it is gonna pull up to your door so you can get a new fucking house. Cause you tired of living in poverty and shit. All of this shit inconsequential though in reference to the soul. Meaning, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit. I be kicking the realest shit known to man, right? And I know it's the realest shit known to man because I can see the world crumbling around me. And I know it's because of the shit that I'm kicking and how I'm kicking it and what I'm representing. Because I know that it ain't never about me being a black man or you being a black woman. I know that this is how we identify. But what I'm trying to do is get us together, pull us in a circle. Come here. Yes, you, Junebug. Bring your ass over here. Come the fuck here. I gotta tell y'all something. Come here. None of this shit is real. We are the soul. We ain't the fucking body. Break. All right. Back to regular fucking scheduled programming. Cause then you talk about, well, I watched Kevin Samuels and Kevin Samuels said that I'm 30. Meanwhile, your mama had you when she was 42 and shit, right? Mama had you when she was old as hell. Well, Kevin Samuel said that, of course you go to these doctors and they tell all of our moms that they high risk. Every single person that ever been in reference to pregnancy situations, they telling everybody that they fucking high risk. I'll do you one better. Pregnancy is fucking high risk. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? If you was 22, fucking perfect health, and you was about to have a baby, I would consider that a high risk situation that would need some type of awareness. It's never a situation where a woman is bringing life that we shouldn't be somewhat on alert about the fucking shit. So what I'm saying all of this for is because y'all will listen to a nigga sweeter than cotton candy, right? Tell you that you too old to have a baby and make it make sense. Or tell you niggas been choosing women who have children. You ain't never had a problem with getting a nigga. Now Kevin Samuels come to the scene. Now you second guessing the fact of can you pull a nigga or not? Will you ever pull a nigga or not? Y'all need to stop watching this bullshit and tune in and understand that shit is destructive energy. And of course it feel good, and of course it look good, but it's supposed to. So, when I stated earlier about the lust card and public recognition is very personal. In our relationships, we want to get recognized. If we are focused on our employment, we want to get recognized. If we're just focused on social engagement, social circles, and things of that nature, we want to get recognized. We want our friends to throw us a birthday party, things of that nature. Now, in reference to getting that, if you desire that, in reference to Leo just being an energy in the constellation, meaning that we all have something within us that requires public recognition for validation and balance. Now, everybody may not have planets in Leo, but everybody has Leo in their energy. So if you're not up on being publicly recognized, like, you need to be recognized for your fucking soul, my guy, sis. That's just the end all be all. You got some art, you got some dances, you got some music, you got a fucking poetry, you got hairstyles, you got PDFs, all types of shit you got. You got studies, you got something. You got a relationship, you walk in the house, you like, yo dude, look at you, hey babe. Just hey babe, or nothing, and just look at you for 2 seconds, go right back to the goddamn video game. That's that Leo energy. You need to be recognized. And if you're not recognizing your relationships, think about it as we begin to talk about I don't know when we're going to talk about water energy, because we got a lot of like, it goes from goddamn Leo, Virgo, Libra, then Scorpio. So you like, damn, it might be November till you able to address your emotional things. Maybe your emotions come last. Just maybe. But you put your emotions first and you get nothing. Zeke, you get nothing when you put your emotions first. It's never been a situation where you put your emotions first and it's been an equal exchange. Motherfuckers feel sorry for you, but it's not been an equal exchange. And when a person feels sorry for you, you can't keep coming back. So any type of situation in your life that you were emotional first, don't be surprised if now that you're dealing with the mental parts of it, the physical parts of it, right? The soul parts of it. Oh, you in the fire? Oh, you ain't touching that shit. He said he wanted 2 women, but you already had sex with him. Well, I didn't know he was like that, but you already had sex with him. He waited till after, but you already had sex with him. It was 2 years later, but you already had sex with him. Well, when was I supposed to have sex with him? You supposed to have sex with him at last. Like, last. That was the last thing. But that was all he talked about. That was your key to exit. I felt pressured. That was your... You need to let him go. All men want sex. No, we don't. People want to be recognized. But, excuse my French, when you narcissistic and you like looking at yourself, you can't ever recognize your partner. You can only recognize yourself. You can't even recognize a potential partner because you think that... Now, this is men and women too. Don't get it confused. Men think that they need to get muscles to be loved by a woman. Women think that they need to be sexy when it comes to love. When the reality of love is hella chubby, chunky motherfuckers in love right now. With other chubby, chunky or some great and fit shape motherfuckers end up. You think that every buff person smashes on buff people? No, it's some buff people. It's some buff people smashing on a chubby right now and loving every chubby inch of the chubster. That's just how it goes. But if your psychology is based upon, I gotta get buff and fit first to be loved, you setting yourself up for the deepest hurt and heartbreak. Because you could have been loved where you was at. Even deeper, you could have loved yourself where you was at. And not to say that you don't need to work out, or not to say that, you need to be chubby forever, but if you are chubby, that's not an excuse for not being loved. Even more so, what are you going to do when you lose all your weight and people still don't love you? Even deeper, what's even worse is when they begin to love you for the exterior and never get to love you at your fire. So, what are we doing? We're understanding sexual energy this week. We're discovering ourselves this week. We are understanding if we have the will, if we have the fire, if we have the passion to find ourselves sacred, to find ourselves valuable, to find the God within ourselves, to find the absolute truth, the kingdom of God within you. If you can find that, right? If you can make that a priority, if this is valuable to you, then you will get the treasures of victory. You will get the treasures of recognition. But the thing that you must do to get there is sacrifice the ego. But sacrifice is the same thing as to make sacred. So the ego thus is sacred. The ego does get what it wants. The ego does get satisfied. But your function, your actual part in this shit is to make your soul sacred, to make yourself valuable, right? To honor or pinpoint or say, I am the living soul. This fire that burns within me, I'm not going to temper it or keep it down for you. I need to establish this. You may not even have given the love to your partner yet if you haven't established the inner fire for yourself. I'm going to repeat that. You may not have even given love to your partner or partners if you haven't established the inner fire within yourself. And this is the tough pill. But we do have a conjunction, meaning that we do have a portal that's opened up in reference to being able to find this opening, this endless void, this unlimited primordial fire. And trust me, we're not going nowhere with this. You're like, you keep saying fire. You haven't understood it yet. This is the most important concept of your life. And after I'm done with this video, I might be on this video for 2 hours. And after this video, your ass gonna have to do more research on your primordial fire. You gonna have to find it. Or else you gonna look around you and be unsatisfied. Meaning that your satisfaction is within you, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Because you've given all of your satisfaction onto people buying into your business, being in a relationship with you, being famous, being respected, all of this shit, being recognized. And you haven't even recognized yourself. So when you bring about a esoteric portal, a grand trine energy, who is the most important part of this week? Who is the star player of this week? Who is the Leo energy of this week? It is you. But if you keep playing it low key, if you keep not even understanding that you're supposed to be kicked off, you're supposed to be ignited, it's almost as if you walking around this bitch like a fucking zombie. You just in your phone, on the fucking Instagram, on the Netflix. You don't even know who you are anymore. Because you haven't even, none of these people on YouTube is talking about you. They saying, oh, you need to read this book. Oh, you need to join this app. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, we on Clubhouse talking about this. Meaning that you got too many distractions. In reference to people who do not give a fuck or even know that they got the inner fire themselves, in reference to the conversation that I was talking about in reference to the reaction video. So, and these people live off of other people depending on them for energy, right? And they're toiling out energy. Here you go, I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it, right? Passing out skims, passing out scams, passing out flims, passing out flams. And why am I referencing Mercury conjunct Mars in the second decan of Leo as a portal opening up for public recognition? In its most simplest sense, is bringing about relief to a crazy or a sticky situation. And this is not new to you, because if you've been following this channel, you've been tuned in and tapping into your soul, and it's been weaving you through this shit. It's been pulling you out of this shit, and you've been getting a little breakthrough here, a little breakthrough there, a little breakthrough here. Now this is the culmination. You have to declare and affirm a victory in all things, in all pursuits, no matter what these niggas go through on the outside. This is the test, right? If you feel the pressure, if you feel the external energy, what are they afraid of? They're afraid of you finding you. They so comfortable with you relying on them. So this is about relief. This is about ease. This is about actually honoring the only thing that's ever going to matter or ever would matter, which is your living soul. And once you bring this into your awareness, it produces a different alchemical or endocrine function. And ultimately, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind through this week. So write down notes of gratitude. Write down notes of victory. Write down notes of overcoming. You might be worried about money. You might be worried about all types of financial shit. Y'all better learn about fucking cryptocurrency by now. You cannot be a functioning adult in the world and not know the fuck about cryptocurrency. And then say you need money. Those two things can't exist in the same place, because you ain't serious about money if you don't understand cryptocurrency. No way. You can't say that I'm trying to make money or I'm trying to have money and do all of this, and you don't know what the fuck is happening out here in these financial markets. I'm saying all of this to say, I personally can't help you, but you can definitely help yourself. And we talking about alchemy. We talking about accepting certain energies that you gonna be wealthy. But part of your wealth is sitting the fuck down and listening and learning. We waste a lot of time scrolling and rolling and trolling and patrolling and drinking Patron and things of that nature. But it's time for us to learn moving into Virgo season, Libra season, Scorpio season, Sagittarius, Capricorn season. All of these times, the winter time, when motherfuckers is losing their shit, I swear on me, you better be learning on a new skill that's gonna bring you money. Cause what's gonna happen is the same thing that happened last year. People losing their shit only to come to find out ain't not much change. Except people continuously losing their shit because they don't know where to find their shit. And by the greatness of God, I guess, in Jesus Christ, in the Holy Bible, we here bear witness into our soul. In reference to, I'm guaranteeing you ain't nobody talking about the shit that I'm talking about. And I'm not saying it to sound special. I'm just saying it's a miracle, okay? So, Uranus. So we're dealing with a trine, okay? For those who've just jumped in the live, we're dealing with the trine Mercury conjunct Mars, trine Uranus, and Aries, the third decan of Aries. So it's at the 20-degree mark, meaning that we got a good couple of years in this energy. So we need to understand what this energy is, and it's a combination of the Mandala Effect and cultivating your inner fire. So these are the mechanics of postmodern. It's like you made it, right? This is level 2 of understanding humanity, right? What is humanity? Humanity is a collective of heat energy. I'm going to do you one better. If you had no heat, you wouldn't be alive. So when you reflect on, so I'm going to do you one better, but I'm going to repeat that one better because it'll go in one ear and not the other. If you have no heat, you are not alive. So what is heat in reference to consciousness? It is most simple. Heat is intelligence. Heat is the mind. If you're cold, are you thinking correctly? Or are you just trying to find heat? You're trying to find homeostasis. You're trying to find the balance in reference to being outside. At first, you be like, it's cold, I need to find heat. After 20 to 30 minutes, your body then becomes homeostasis with your environment and it adjusts and you be cool. You just hate going outside and you're like, man. Then your body get used to it and you bring it about homeostasis. Your body adjusts somehow, some magical way. But in reference to who we are heat. We are fire. But if you do not understand that you are fire, you are living a life without love. And do not tell me that I found my inner fire. Now my job is to help enlighten my partner's fire. It do not work like that. Let's just say that our fire is the most important thing to our survival. When they say self-preservation is the law. If I stop maintaining and stoking my fire for my partner, guess what happens? My fire is liable to die out. And I can't guarantee that my partner is going to, maybe she don't have the ability. Maybe she's unable to. Maybe she's smarter than me and saying, I'm not going to do that dumbass shit that you done for me. I'm going to keep my fire burning. I'll see you later, my guy. Peace and keep it moving. So once again, there is no guarantees other than your awareness to your inner fire. Trust me. This is a non-physical fact. And if you can reflect on this non-physical fact throughout the day and into sleep, you will be healed. Your body will not have the same problems. You will not have the same thoughts. If you can reflect on the present moment and your inner fire that exists, I know you have an inner fire because you're alive. You're just not aware of it. You're not tuned into it. You're tuned in to what a nigga is saying. You're tuned in to what she's wearing. You're tuned in to how much money you're making. You're tuned in to your apartment having roaches in it, right? You're tuned in to bullshit. And if you want to really change your situation, if you're serious about changing, then you'll get serious about you. No, you want to wait for a knight in shining armor? Go crazy. Knock yourself out. Knock your socks off. Like, go absolutely bonkers with this shit. But in reference to truth, if you're alive, you have an inner fire. Now, the thing about an inner fire, we can learn a lot by the actual fire on its nature. So, the actual fire, like if I, like a lighter, I don't know. Like a lighter, right? This is actual fire, right? So, it has nothing to do with my inner fire. It's just understanding its nature. So one of the natures about this fire, which Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So when we talk about expansion, we're talking about the nature of fire. So when you the fire is not just going to burn one tree, it's going to burn the whole forest until you stop it. But when you talk about your inner soul, you're talking about your expansion, meaning that you do not do this work and then say, you know what? I'm going to tune into myself. I'm going to stop fucking with y'all niggas because y'all ain't, y'all just, and y'all, and y'all, and y'all, and these niggas ain't shit out here. I can't, that's dead. You can't even say that no more. When you tap into your inner fire, when you tap into your soul, you tap into its nature. This is why when they called it a hoe phase, right? But you was happy, you conflicted in that shit. Because maybe you was tuned in and tapped into your inner fire and its nature was to expand to this nigga, that nigga, and the nigga over there. But society said, you know what, sis? You a hoe. Or you had a nigga paying some rent or some nigga passing some judgment because he ain't for sure tapped into his inner fire. Because I tell you one thing and one thing here and now, a man that is in tune with his personal power does not give a fuck what you do with your body. Only when you have a man disconnected from his soul, then he does now want to police your body. You tell that nigga, get the fuck out of here. You cannot, like, we ain't doing that. Now that I'm tuned into my soul, I might want to expand. And of course, you might think, oh, I'm not a hoe. But if you got hoe energy, you might be a business professional. Because sexual energy, because we dealing with Mercury, mercantilism also deals with commerce. Commerce deals a lot with sexual energy. Meaning that your most successful people have high sexual energy. Your smart people have high sexual energy. You know what they did though? They did alchemy. They didn't fuck their whole day away. They said, you know what? Instead of fucking, I'm going to work on this mathematical project. I'm going to develop this app. I'm going to start this website. I'm going to start this business instead of getting into some guts. Or sending out a text message in a DM, hey, how you doing? Or talk about your boyfriend and girlfriend. They put all of that bullshit to the side and focused on what their inner fire was directing them to do. And this is the alchemy of sexual energy. Sexual energy without alchemy is the reality that you just have to fuck. You have to fuck. You don't even think that ain't nothing wrong with it the way that you gotta just fuck so bad. And alchemy is not saying that sex is bad. Alchemy is just saying sex is a lower level of my sexual energy. I'm not saying that eating Little Caesars is bad, but I'm just saying that's low grade ass pizza. And I don't need to ingest that into my biosphere. If I need to eat fucking Little Caesars, I understand it's there. I'll eat it and whatever the case may be. But if I have a choice, I'll ride past it 100 times out of 100. So ultimately, you can only make these kind of decisions. What you'll notice is that grown ass people always look at the nice ass cars in McDonald's, right? It be Benzes, it be fucking Escalades, it be all types of nice shit at McDonald's. Meaning that it don't matter what you have on the external, you can still be a complete and total dumbass if you don't have the inner vibration of love and awareness of fire. Because you could be so caught up on the external so much that you would have a nice car, a nice house, and still smash McDonald's. Still smash meat. Still have emotional problems. Still be arguing. Still be sad. Still be mad. Still be all types of negative emotions, but your life is together. You got money. But emotionally, you fucked up. And you don't know left from right. In reference to, you gotta understand that I've not ever did a reading for anybody broke. Ever. Never once have a broke person decided to get a reading. And even more so, if a person come on me like, oh shit, I got this reading, I'm spending my last 75 on this reading, you know what I do? I give them the money back. Because I only want to share prosperous energy. I only want you to tune in and tap into a reading after you got your money together. Why is that? Because I need you to understand that money is not going to satisfy you, not one bit. That's the only way that we can have a conversation for real. Because in the hearts and minds of my people, they automatically assume that money is the end-all be-all to their happiness. They feel like since they don't have money, the obvious solution to their problems is to get more money. In reference to getting money, I've seen it too many times where people still have an abundant, enormous, infinite amount of problems because money never solved shit. So ultimately, developing an inner vibration of love, tuning in, tapping into who you are at a love energy will make sense of the external world. Because the external world, so Uranus is the awakener of truth, which in a grand scale, it'll have you looking at the same mall that you loved as a little kid and like, oh shit, I can't go there because I'm going to go get robbed. Meaning that Uranus is like, you was getting robbed there, even like you coming there spending all your money at the arcade, buying stupid shit at Spencer's, buying cheap ass outfits. You was getting robbed anyway. Uranus just told you what the real to real was. Now you see it. Right? Now it's a no-go zone. Right? So, whatever you see on the external, when you see the world going to shit, it been shit. Now it's something much more on earth that we are moving into. And I promise you, the next phase is going to be so much better. Because everything will start and end with our realization and awareness of our souls. The reason that this world is being torn down is because the people who built it didn't realize that they had souls. They only realized what they were taught about their human body and the science. We have progressed and pushed forward to the realization that we are spiritual beings having a human existence. We understand that we are the Atlanteans. We understand that we are non-physical entities encased in the tomb like Osiris. And now we are going to Isis, the divine feminine goddess, for the true freeing and the true healing. But if you don't understand that, it's the end of the world for you because you thought that everything man-made was the truth. But the truth is stranger than fiction because it's actually these divine melanated women who are the true God. The living true fire. The true intelligence. What's more intelligent than bringing life in this world that can be our salvation, right? So the truth, the sublime nature of fire is nature in expansion, is nature in awareness, is nature in love, is found in thermodynamics. Thermo means heat. Dynamics is Latin for power. Heat, power. This is the law. Your awareness to this is what your ancestors are screaming to you. Let's read. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be destroyed or created, but can be transformed from one state to the other. It states that all processes stop as the temperature nears absolute zero. Therefore, fire cannot take place at this temperature since the production of energy is not possible. So, heat, power. When you bring your temperature to freezing or absolute zero, that means you froze and that means your energy can't exist. However, if you are here today, that means you have access to the power of the fire. But your awareness and your reflection and your meditation on this occult principle will be your salvation, because your meditation and contemplation will be on your soul. And this energy will never be destroyed. This is why I trust what I'm saying to you, even if you're not aware of it. Even if you're going through the worst shit in the world right now. I guarantee if you can just reflect on your fire is your intelligence. And it can never be destroyed. It just may be dormant. It just may be ignorant. Or it may be active, creating negative energy in your life. This is why the awareness needs to be brought to your awareness. So Uranus is the awakener. So awakener is presenting new ideas and new energies in your reality. The problem with this is that you think you know, but you have no idea. So in order to tap into the sublime truth of your truth, we got to start with digestion, reflection, and finally projection. So we're at the third level of the trine. This Wednesday, the moon will create a perfect grand trine. And so look for this Wednesday for opportunities for self-reflection. If you wake up and you ain't feeling like going to work, then call the fuck off. Man, prioritize your soul throughout this week. Figure out what it is. This is a time for direction. This is a time for understanding. In a grand trine, without any kite to catalyst it, it may happen without you being aware of it. So the point of this conversation is to be a, one would say a catalyst to spiritual development in reference to not even knowing that you may need it. So if ever throughout this week you feeling blocked or feeling like things ain't going your way, it's more of an indication to be very, very serious when it comes to developing and understanding your inner fire. So the moon in Sagittarius it represents a level of immaturity to spiritual growth, and also immaturity when it comes to understanding the unconscious mind. So many times when we look at spiritual people new to the spiritual journey, like we had Bobby, we had Phil, and we had Myra, and we didn't have like a wide assortment of videos that we could choose from based upon people who we thought was cute or sexy. We had Bobby whether we liked it or not, right? So now when it comes to spiritual growth and spiritual development, especially with Instagram, you have like these super successful spiritualists, people with 500K subscribers, millions of subscribers, even like, doing crazy numbers. And so that might be a draw for you personally because they might have something that you don't have. My thing is to let y'all guys know, when it comes to spiritual growth and true spirituality, from the beginning of time, y'all, to today, this energy has been censored and squelched and sat upon because the reality of human beings tuning in to other human beings is what keeps the enemy in operation. The deeper reality of what we're moving into is a sovereign state where we all realize that we are the living and breathing reflection of the whole. Now, because I know this is the reality of me sharing this with you, because this is for you too. You are a part of the whole. You are a major aspect of the whole. It does not make you greater than, and it definitely does not make you less than. This is what I'm trying to bring across. But immaturity will have you feeling like that people have more than you, people are smarter than you, people are sexier than you, people are just more intelligent, they know more, they have more support, they're more prettier, they're stronger, all of these particular things. That's immature, right? That is goddamn Batman, LDB, and Romeo, right? You need to understand spiritual growth is a personal, intuitive understanding that your soul is you, and you'll have the people meet you where you're at. So if you feel like I'm less than, then you might have a lot of people around you, right? You might have a lot of friends, because like attracts like, right? When you make certain decisions to level up, you'll notice friend groups get smaller. You make different decisions, and it's not necessarily bad. It's that what you're working on and what you're focusing on is very personal. And if you got true friends, it's not like they're mad at you. It's just that the most important thing, the thing that you value, is your spiritual growth. And the reason that I say that is because the moon is in Sagittarius. This gives us a lot of spiritual power if we choose to deal with it. But let's deal with some scripture, not scripture, but literature in reference to this particular energy. So when we face our fears dwelling in our subconscious mind, we unravel the difficult aspects of our nature that were once unresolved, and we throw away the prop of being comfortable in where we were and move to a place of inner beauty, right? So the prop of being comfortable is having the apartment or having the job or having the car or having the relationship, and that's all props of making people think that you have it together. The truth of having it together is recognizing your Tiphareth, or recognizing your inner beauty. Now your Tiphareth and your inner beauty, or your heart, is a fire. Okay? Your beauty is a fire, is a primordial fire that is intelligent. How is it intelligent? Well, it tells how your synapses and your vertebrae, you got blood, you got a respiratory system, circulatory system, you got intestines, you got legs, you can run, you can think, you can put shit together, you can do shit online, you can sing, you can dance, you can twerk, you can listen to music, you can take trips, you can do all of these things. That is so fucking beautiful. But are you aware of how beautiful you are? And your beauty is not a matter of aesthetic, it's a matter of intelligence. You ever seen somebody so fine that you just knew that they had to be smart too? Like, it makes sense. You gotta be smart too, because you're that fine. And some people will be like, no, I know some smart, dumb people. Well, they ain't as fine as the person that I'm thinking about right now. I mean, maybe you ever meet somebody so fine that you just become dumb? They be like, hi, what's your name? And you be like, hi, what's your name? And they be like, thank you. You be like, thank you. Like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, I'm so weird. So, that could be you. If there are any difficult things that you experience in this week, understand that there is a salvation. Understand that there is intelligence that has existed, will exist, and will continue to exist. It's very important for us to become aware of it. And in reference to a moon in Sagittarius, and in reference to all of this fire energy, I can't be a right and exact astrologer if I'm not telling you to keep calm. If I'm not telling you to just relax and ease any type of stress, any anxiety. Don't avoid it, honor it. And say, because I'm stressed, because I'm anxious, I'm going to rub myself down with some oil, some chamomile, some lavender tea. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to reach out to somebody. I'm going to get a reading. I'm going to get some type of thing that's going to balance me out. Because I got all of these thoughts on my mind and they're heavy, and I need to figure out what to do first to get to the point of honoring and recognizing my inner fire. Because in reference to stress, in reference to anxiety, we can honor them. We can look at them and they won't get to us, right? Like the water in the cup. But when we are at a point where we're stressed and we're anxious and we don't do shit about it, it's going to get to you because this energy is intense. It's an intense, energetic week. And I want you to create the most peace that you ever created in your life, right? This should be the most peaceful week for you. And if you watch the news and they talk about such and such crazy shit happen, that's your indication to find more peace. Find more and more peace. Unless it has something specifically to do with you. If it ain't shit you can do about, if you can't do shit about it, then find peace. Because even when the shit get heavy, even when the shit get hectic, because you found peace and because you sought a peaceful solution, your energy will help you get there. And what are we doing? Whatever has happened in the history of life, in the history of this world, it didn't kill everybody. Because if it killed everybody, we none of us would be here. So meaning that there is going to be a before, there's going to be a during, and there's going to be an after. If you establish peace in your heart, you're establishing an after for yourself, and that's okay. Because I wish I could talk to everybody. I wish I could tell everybody. I wish I could tell everybody that it is okay. But people are not going to listen, and people are going to be panicked, and people are going to be anxious, and people are going to tune in to CNN. People are going to tune in to Fox News, and they're going to talk about deltas, sigmas, and omega sci-fis, right? And nothing I can do but except stomp the yard. You understand what I'm saying? Because what I'm in control of is my hormonal disposition, right? And if you can understand the conversation that we had, then you can understand the art of alchemy in combination with the Mandala Effect, meaning that your hormonal disposition should be positive so you can understand your subconscious mind in combination with your solar plexus. This will open up a portal for you, and this is the ultimate level of intelligence for you, right? You always know the best thing there is for you. And this is the time to access these portals so you can make major changes and major misdirections and pivots and lefts and rights in your overall spiritual journey. And I say all of this to let you guys know that you have much more control over the environment, over the circumstances than you realize, okay? So, let's get into some law of attraction.
You are now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot. You cannot cool me off. Not a sun, don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far. Initiate of the sacred brotherhood of elite rappers. I'm a master builder, grand verbalizer, young old timer. The tippy top shot original Dandada is written in the stars. Look me up there.
So what I would like for us to do is, whoever you are, wherever you're at, sit and reflect on your solar plexus, which would be right in your chest cavity, right in the middle of your ribs, in the center of like the top of your stomach, where it would all come into like a pyramid. And see the portal opening in your subconscious, in your solar plexus. And I just want us to bring our awareness to that fire that is existing and permeating and giving and giving and giving to you. And because you recognize this fire within you, you are just flush with gratitude energy, gratitude hormones, gratitude enzymes, your lymph nodes, your skin, everything about you is just grateful for this internal fire. And so what we are doing is reflecting upon our soul. And what I'm laying out is an exercise that you could always utilize for stress relief or anxiety relief. You want to develop a modality of being grateful for the present moment. And you may not be grateful for your apartment. You may not be grateful for that eviction notice. You may not be grateful for being behind in rent. You may not be grateful for these things. However, you can always be grateful for your living soul. Okay? You can always be grateful for the fire that lives within you. So bring your mind to this and constantly give yourself ashe, especially if it gets tough, especially if your back is against the wall, because maybe, just maybe, you've forgotten how powerful you are. So let's talk about how powerful you are, okay? So we're going to start this conversation with the or the okay? What we're talking about when we talk about fire, we're talking about intelligence, but we're also talking about the and we're also talking about the and see, family, soul family, spirit family, we get glimpses of the truth of our intelligence when we hit them with a right? Don't we do that? So instead of hit us with the we need a more elongated, and this is all law of attraction. So you may be wanting the bubble-eyed beings. Now we in the realms of manifesting the bubble-eyed beings. Let's tune in and tap into our internal fire with a good Let's hold a for a good. let's collectively, let's do a fire check, right? Who got the fire, right? Let's do it. I'm gonna do it like 3, 2, 1, and I know you're on a delay, but if you're watching this post live, let's give yourself a good in recognizing your inner fire. So same exercise, but we're going to incorporate tantra. We're going to incorporate sounds. We're going to incorporate the mandala of Om, okay? Or wherever you feel comfortable with doing. So 3, 2, 1. And so you want to have this meditation, visualization, and verbalization as much as you can to ignite and bear witness and gratitude to the superior intelligence that exists within yourself. Okay? This is not something that I have that you don't have. If you are alive, if you are breathing, then you have a soul, meaning that you have a fire. Okay, so let's talk about it from the concepts of which we don't talk about it as much. So when you talk about Tantra is a combination between mantra and tattva. So tattva is the spiritual principle. Mantra is the sound. So fire has a tattva, or a understanding, a principle, or an element, which means a part of a whole system. But it also has a mantra, a sound that correlates and resonates with it. So these are spiritual functions that I'm laying out to get you in access with your soul. Now, if you watch a guided meditation, that's perfectly fine, but it's not going to do shit for you. If you listen to a binaural beat, that's fine, but it's not going to do shit for you. When you reflect on your own guided meditation, when you reflect on your own binaural beat, now you're cooking with some fucking grease. You ain't doing no binaural beat test. Them, you don't know what you're listening to. So let's wipe that off the table and tune in and tap in to your personal reflect on that fire. You should feel it in your solar plexus. You should hear it. You should feel it in your mind. You should see it. If you trying to understand how to manifest some shit in your life and you're not understanding who you are as the manifester, then all of this shit don't matter, fam. If you ain't worth shit, if you tell yourself that you ain't worth shit, yet you want to tune in to some meditations and high level spirituality, none of the shit that I'm saying is going to work. So I'm talking about law of attraction in reference to who you are. So the ohms, the visualization, and the meditation is to help you see who you are. And once you realize who you are, you could just abide by the law the same way as you abide by the speeding limit. So fire is an esoteric part of reality that is going to exist whether you know about it or not. The main part of this conversation is to bring your awareness of the fire that exists within you, whether you know it or not, To which, if you could bring your mind to the awareness of your fire, then you could naturally be grateful. And if you bring your energy around to your fire, but yet and still, you still saying that you want to be with your baby daddy, and this fire meditation ain't grateful enough for you, it ain't powerful enough for you, then you're just not mature enough to value your energy. But no matter what you experience in life, the person that will experience it will be, drumroll, wait for it, you. So in reference to the things that you need to learn about while you're down here in the 3D, is not nothing to do with your job, not nothing to do with your relationship, not nothing to do with your kids, but everything to do with your soul. But you cannot access your soul if you don't understand that your soul is non-physical. But to access the non-physical is a modality, is sound. This is how you impact and address the non-physical aspects of yourself. But you must be the generator of sound. Because my personal generator works for my personal soul. Jim Jam's personal generator, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Janet Jackson, that shit works for them. Yeah, I like the music, but I ain't get none of the money from the music. So, we can honor and admire motherfuckers till we're blue in the face in reference to what we're here for, in reference to true satisfaction, in reference to what's going to make us whole, what's going to make us complete, what's going to make us mature, will be to understand our inner fire, and we'll start there and we'll probably end there. Because when that fire goes, we in a whole different understanding of life. But as long as we down here in this third dimension, the soul is active, is in control. Our awareness to it is allowing the world to end. Because if we was all cool with going to goddamn Geauga Lake and Six Flags and putting our kids in school and, you know, being in the Matrix with these people, then everything would be business as usual. Now that we waking ourselves up, tuning in to the financial literacy and all of this type of shit that we just slowly but surely, gradually waking ourselves up to our personal truth, we realize that we don't need the Matrix to be validated. And now that we don't need the Matrix to be validated, we need to figure out what's next. We need to begin to create a new word. A new word, but a new world. How do we create this new world? By understanding, I don't know what to call it, Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, Greek, Latin, I don't know. But this is how the world has been created on top of our heads. These words, this grammar, these grimoires, and we not knowing the roots of it. Today, I'm getting to the root of one of the words that we like to talk about all the time. And that word is manifestation. So manifestation in phonetics is translated to a word called Phaneroo. Phaneroo. Okay? So how did we get to Phaneroo? You get to Phaneroo, you have to get Phano. Phano gets translated into Pho. Pho is translated into light. So Pho to Phaneroo, you get to make visible or realize, to make actual, to make known by teaching, to become manifest, be made known. So, what you will not find in the definition is the root of the definition, because the root of the definition is the overall of what is being made actual, what is made visible. What are we knowing? What is to be known? What is to be manifested? It is literally the light of your soul. Just look it up. I'll show it to you guys since I got time today. Because I think this would be good for y'all to see. And I can't find it, but I was in a rabbit hole and I should have caught, because I was going like root word, and it got me back to foe, and it got me back to light. So right now, the farthest I can get back is Phaneroo, and I would have to find the site again. But trust me. The root word to Phaneroo is foe, and it is light, and it is the light of a person. Okay, it is the fire of a person that you are to make manifest, to show oneself, right? To show one's soul, to bring the inner light forward. And one might be figuring, well, what am I supposed to do about money? What am I supposed to do about relationships? What am I supposed to do about this? Like, if you are a contortionist, like you do stretches and you do the yoga, right? Understand that that's your fire, right? Like, don't worry about the result. Like, if you filming yourself and recording yourself, don't worry about your result. But if you gonna find yourself on camera and you ain't bringing forth your soul, motherfuckers not gonna be able to really feel it. And you don't gotta be perfect. You don't gotta be a master. You just gotta look within yourself, see your fire, and then bring it forward. This is how you manifest. See, you are I don't know what just happened.
You are now listening to the sounds of
Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me at all. Hold on. Yo. Okay. Some weird shit just happened, or it's still happening. Yo. Okay. Yeah, shit got weird real quick, you know. It's been a cool live stream. Probably like energy, like, all right, you pushing it. So listen. So we have our physical body. We have our physical body. Our physical body is the result or the manifestation of our primordial spark. Our primordial spark is labeled fire in esoteric, but this primordial spark and fire is equated to human intelligence. In a more simpler terms, how did this little spark know how to create a heart, lungs, spine, booty, legs, booty, back, booty? Like, goddamn spark is genius. I'd have never thought to do this, right? I would have never thought to create a human body and things of that nature. So our spark is equated to supreme human intelligence that exists within us. If we want to access this, we access it through the modality of what Hindus been talking for the past 5,000 years. My nigga. Okay? So the void of all choices, the void of all answers, the void of all stress, the void of all anxiety is answerable in your visualization, meditation, and verbalization. Tantra. No sex involved. So, what we begin to understand about our law of attraction energy is that we don't need shit. We are the shit. It even lays it out in 2nd Maccabees. This is a Jewish text. This is what the Jewish people read. 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 28. So I urge hold on, where my camera go? I urge you to look up at the sky and the earth and consider everything that you see there and realize that God, hold on, what is God though? Give me a second. I'm going to show you what God is according to Hebrews. What is God? Because we'll get so far into God this and God that, but what is it though? Where he at though, right? According to y'all Bibles, according to y'all preachers that y'all see every Sunday, for our God is a consuming fire. God is a fire. Your soul is a fire. Period. Okay? Consider everything you see. Everything you see, and realize that the fire made it all from nothing. Nothing. You create out of nothing. But if you are trying to be all that you can be and see all you can see and wear all you can wear and do all you can do and all of this external humanistic shit, you do not give a fuck about the law of attraction. You do not care about creation. You do not care about the God energy, because all of the things that you see actually exist, for which you cannot create from things that have already been created if you are a God. A God specifically creates from nothing. This is why digestion is more important than ingestion. This is why goddamn contemplation is and reflection is more important than projection. So the first thing that we do is respect our souls. Respect our souls and create the pure vibration to our energy, to our fire, to our souls. Shouldn't wake up and eat. You can drink, whatever, but you eating as soon as you wake up. You should be waking up taking, excuse my language, 2 to 3 feces. Thank you, Life's Dance. Appreciate you. Your day should be consistent of cleaning out whatever was happening yesterday. And it's herbs for that. From the purity, we bring about a sight and a feeling of our primordial. I've been saying it so much, I could hardly get it out that time. Our primordial fire. Why? Because according to the law of thermodynamics, heat equates to power, for which the only thing that we can do, since we already are that heat, is to be aware, acknowledge, bring about a understanding of our primordial fire. And once we come across this primordial fire, we are able to manifest at will, just as God. Because the whole entire kingdom of God is within you. This is another thing that they say in y'all Bibles. So I ain't making nothing up. And this is good old church talk for anybody who is Bible thumping, Bible rumping, and crumping on Saturday before church. So I urge you to purge. I urge you to release. I urge you to understand the non-physical aspect of your being more than the physical aspect of your being. I urge you to raise up soul consciousness as opposed to continuously promoting the ego's consciousness, and for which you will be able to tune in and tap in to illumination. Thank y'all for tuning in and tapping in. In reference to the Law of Attraction course, I like to give little segments of Law of Attraction just to show like the different angle that I'm bringing about Law of Attraction energy. Because in reference to Law of Attraction, most people will attempt to I don't know, try to get money and try to get this and try to do that and try to, live your life at the most highest of heights and things like that. But what about you? This Law of Attraction course will not be about what you'll be able to manifest. This Law of Attraction course will be a lecture about your internal energies and your internal understandings to who you are. And the overall gist is that once you understand who you are, you'll be able to participate in the Law of Attraction much easier than you would if you never took a gander at who you are at an attractive, magnetic point of view. So the link is in the description if you want to sign up for that, September 4th, 2021. If you want to support this channel, support this content, please sign up for a course or buy a book. Mama Mystic book is coming sooner than later, so be on the lookout for that. Check out the site. We got herbs and all types of cool stuff. ColumbianExchange.com. Of course, the link will be in the description. But I do like to end these with this little message in reference to the people that you around. Make sure that the people you around are down for the manifestation. It's so easy to be around people who want to tear you down and absorb your energy. And really, that's what the name of the game is. So if ever a person needs you more than they need their soul, you need to learn how to step away from that, because you need your soul. You don't be needing to give your soul and soul's energy to people before you even recognize it. Because the next level of recognizing your soul, is the level of understanding who you are at a spiritual level. And then this is what you give to other people. So with all of this being said, this will be live and in person, okay? The Hood Mystic need to help me print out that flyer. So yeah, please sign up. And please continue to support. I'm going to go ahead and end this video for this machine completely glitches out on me. And thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video, tell people about it, comment your favorite part. Just stay engaged and keep us in your thoughts as we continue to transgress and grow. And just thank y'all for supporting the channel this far. Without y'all support, I wouldn't be here. But in the hopes of doing the work, we actually survive and operate off of donations, people supporting our site. And without those things taking place, we wouldn't be here. So if you did enjoy this content and you did find it valuable, understand that I did it all for free. So if you do have some extra coins at the end of the day, end of the week, please utilize the donate function on ColumbianExchange.com or use the link tree. There's so many ways to support this channel. And all of the ways that you support this channel, you actually support yourself. So with all of that being said, thank you. And as we grow, you guys grow at the same rate, maybe even faster. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video once more. And thank you. Peace.
You are now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot, you cannot cool me off. Not a sun, don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far.